Recently, BCI, Norges Bank Investment Management, and Brookfield launched a new renewable energy platform called Northview Energy. The platform is funded equally by these three investors and is designed to acquire operating renewable energy assets across the United States. The seed portfolio will primarily come from Brookfield's renewable development companies in the U.S., including Deriva Energy, Scout Clean Energy, and Urban Grid. According to the announcement, Northview Energy will acquire projects with stable, contracted revenue profiles and predictable cash flows, which are exactly the types of assets that institutional infrastructure investors seek. In total, the initial portfolio includes 22 renewable energy assets located in power markets across the United States that are experiencing strong electricity demand. Now, when you read something like this in a press release, you get a sense of the scale and the strategy. But what you don't see is the infrastructure behind those assets. You don't see where the plants are located, what the surrounding power system looks like, or how those assets fit into the broader electricity grid. So the question becomes, how do we take a high-level announcement like this and turn it into something much more visual and analytical? This is exactly where vFinal comes in. vFinal is a platform designed for infrastructure intelligence and valuation. It allows investors, developers, and market participants to move from market information to asset analysis to financial valuation, all within a single connected workflow. To illustrate how this works, let's look at one specific project from the Northview Energy portfolio. If we visit the Northview Energy website, they provide a map that shows the initial portfolio of assets. From this map, we can see a mix of wind and solar projects distributed across several regions of the United States. It appears that the portfolio includes approximately 5 wind projects and the remainder solar assets. Instead of trying to analyze the entire portfolio at once, let's focus on one example project. One of the assets included in the portfolio is Wildflower Solar, located in Mississippi, with a capacity of approximately 100 megawatts. Using vFinal, we can immediately search for this plant. If we type Wildflower, the platform returns several plants with similar names across the country. For example, there is a Wildflower Solar project in California and another Wildflower Solar Energy Center in Florida. But the project we are looking for is Wildflower Solar LLC in Mississippi. Once we select the correct plant, the platform immediately loads the project location on the map. Now we can begin to see much richer information about the asset. Right away, we can see that the project is located very close to Memphis International Airport, giving us immediate geographic context. But more importantly, we begin to see the energy infrastructure surrounding the project. When we zoom out slightly, the broader energy ecosystem around the plant becomes visible. Nearby, we can see several large generation facilities, including combined cycle natural gas plants, representing more than 2 gigawatts of capacity. We can also see the surrounding transmission infrastructure, which plays a critical role in how electricity flows through the region. Interestingly, when we scan the surrounding area, we notice that there are relatively few solar projects located in the immediate vicinity. This suggests that Wildflower Solar may represent a somewhat unique renewable asset within this particular local market. On the left side of the platform, we can also see a list of nearby power plants, which allows us to quickly identify other generation assets in the region. As we zoom out further, additional solar projects appear on the map, including facilities such as Platform Solar and Worldwide Bend Solar, along with other generation plants. All of this information helps investors understand the regional supply stack, but we can go even further. On the right side of the platform, vFinal provides what we call a grid snapshot. This gives a quick overview of the energy infrastructure in the surrounding region. In this case, the platform identifies 43 nearby power plants, representing approximately 9.2 gigawatts of installed generation capacity. By number of assets, the dominant generation technology in the region is solar photovoltaic generation. This type of overview allows investors to quickly understand the technology mix and competitive landscape within a given market. Now, let's look more closely at the Wildflower Solar project itself. If we click View Plant Profile, the platform loads a detailed overview of the asset. Here we can immediately see key information about the project. For example, the plant has approximately 100 megawatts of generation capacity and has been operating for roughly 2 years. We can also see the balancing authority, regulatory environment, and operational details associated with the plant. Additional information includes the transmission owner, the interconnecting utility, and other nearby infrastructure assets. The platform also highlights potential offtake relationships. In this case, the project appears to have a virtual power purchase agreement with Toyota Motor North America. Corporate power purchase agreements like this are increasingly common in renewable energy markets and typically run for 15 to 20 years, providing stable revenue for projects. Now this is where vFinal becomes especially powerful. In addition to providing infrastructure intelligence, the platform can also generate a financial valuation for the project. With a single click, we can run a valuation model for the plant. Within seconds, the system produces key financial metrics such as enterprise value, equity value, payback period, and both levered and unlevered internal rates of return. These calculations are based on standard infrastructure investment assumptions. If you have additional information, such as the exact PPA pricing or updated power price forecasts, you can adjust the inputs and rerun the model instantly. The platform also provides detailed dashboards and financial charts, allowing users to analyze annual and quarterly cash flows, project returns, and risk metrics. Users can also generate analyst summaries and investment committee-style notes, which help investors quickly understand the investment profile of a project. So in just a few minutes, we've taken a high-level press release about the launch of Northview Energy and turned it into a detailed infrastructure analysis of one specific asset within the portfolio. That's exactly the type of workflow vFinal was designed to support. Instead of spending hours gathering data from multiple sources, investors can move seamlessly from market intelligence to infrastructure analysis to financial valuation within a single platform. And the example we looked at today, Wildflower Solar in Mississippi, is just one of thousands of infrastructure assets that can be explored using vFinal. If you'd like to learn more, visit vFinal.ai, search for a plant you're familiar with, and explore the platform